Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of Riding Shotgun with Charlie. Today is one of the PitStop shows, and we are doing this show at the SHOT Show in Las Vegas 2026. And I have with me Attorney General Austin Knudsen.
Knudsen, yep.
Knudsen. All right.
Got it.
I'm hooked on phonics. All the letters are there, and we pronounce all of them.
Exactly.
I love it. So you've got a lot of stuff going on in, not necessarily in Montana, but you're active in cases that are outside of Montana, and you're doing what I love is this: you're doing stuff to fight to the anti-gun states.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, Montana, we're in the Ninth Circuit. The Ninth Circuit, obviously, not terribly gun friendly. We've got Hawaii, we've got Washington State, we got California, and somehow Montana got lumped in there. So we pay very close attention to what the other states are doing, especially these really blue anti-gun states. But I mean, not just in the Ninth Circuit. We've played in a lot of the East Coast states. They're doing the same thing, and it's just a matter of it's about defending the Second Amendment. And I mean, my worry is if we let this stuff get a foothold in one state or in one circuit, it won't take long and it'll spread across the country.
Absolutely, and I live in occupied territory. I live in New England. I live in Massachusetts.
Yeah,
and all this stuff. I'm as I'm doing my research, I'm like, why don't we have this guy? He wants to fight the mag ban in California and in Washington and everything. And people want to tell people like me to pack up and leave, and if we don't stay where the fight is, it's going to spread to everywhere else.
Well, it's your home state. I get it, and look, it can be done. Montana, just a couple of years ago, we were a very purple, even leaning blue state, and now we're solidly red. I mean, it can be done, but yeah, you have to fight the fight, and that's exactly what we try to do. My team and I. We try really hard to stay on the front, leading edge of the Second Amendment stuff. Love leading on those issues, and we do. We jump into a lot of those cases.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. So one of them is the Smith & Wesson versus New Mexico, and it's the PLACA, the Protection. Oh, geez.
Protection of Lawful Commerce and Arms Act.
There we are. I had the words, just not the right order. So the PLACA. Tell us about what PLACA is, first of all.
Well, so clear back during George W. Bush's administration. I mean, we saw the Clintons, the Brady group. They were suing gun manufacturers, basically arguing that they were causing a public nuisance, that they should know that their products are causing crime. Now, that's ridiculous,
of course,
but that was the legal theory. So what Congress did, again, this is clear back in early 2000s, they passed the PLCAA, the Protection of Lawful Commerce and Arms Act. It was a federal act, and it says, basically, if you are making a lawful, non-negligent product, like firearms, highly regulated, if you're making a lawful product, and if someone uses that product and commits a crime, you, the manufacturer, cannot be held liable. Pretty simple stuff, right? When a crazy person jumps in a Chevy vehicle and mows down bystanders, we don't sue Chevy.
Right, of course.
And it's the same thought here. All right, so Congress actually put in place some tort protection for our firearms industry. Mm-hmm. That's what this case is all about. If you fast forward 25 years, Mexico had the audacity about a year and a half ago to come into the U.S., go into our federal courts, and sue our gun manufacturers, American gun manufacturers, and all the prominent ones. Go down the list. Mm-hmm. Smith & Wesson, Sig Sauer, Ruger, all the biggies. The country of Mexico sued those manufacturers in American federal court, arguing that it was American gun manufacturers' fault that Mexico's got cartel violence.
It's not the cartel's fault.
It's not the cartel's fault. It's not the drugs' fault. It's not the rampant corruption in Mexico that goes all the way to the top. No. It's our American gun manufacturers. Nonsense. So that was a really big seminal case. That one went all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. My office in Montana, we were really happy to lead on that when we led the amicus brief. Mm-hmm. And we got a great result. We got a 9-0 decision from the United States Supreme Court. They threw that case out and told Mexico to pound sand.
Excellent. All of this started with Mexico when Eric Holder started shipping guns over there, right?
It absolutely did.
Fast and Furious thing when Obama was in administration.
And you want to talk about guns being illegally trafficked into Mexico, and they're wanting to blame the gun manufacturers. I mean, why didn't they sue Obama or Eric Holder?
I mean,
that was crazy. Yes.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So this is good. It sets a good precedent too, because there's been times when I think Remington caved a couple years ago and paid like a chunk of money to somebody in some. I hate to downplay it was a school shooting or something, but they ended up coughing up some money, and they shouldn't have.
Yeah, and these get to be very political, tough issues. But I mean, and we still have to keep an eye on it, right? We're still seeing blue states that are trying to work around the PLCAA. We're teeing up another lawsuit. Actually, my office we're working with NSSF, the National Shooting Sports Foundation. New York tried to pass their own state law purporting to end run around the PLCAA because they want to hold gun manufacturers liable for violence in New York. Again, Letitia James doesn't want to go after criminals.
Right.
She'd rather go after Smith & Wesson and Ruger because somehow it's their fault.
It's their fault, right?
And it's ludicrous.
I'm sure you saw the story. It was a couple weeks ago about a gentleman in Florida that was making guns.
Yeah.
And Letitia James went after him. He's never stepped foot in New York State at all, and she's going after him for making guns and selling them to people in New York.
Yeah, New Yorkers, you got a problem over there. That AG of yours, she's really something.
Right. I used to. So we have in Massachusetts we have Maura Healey, and I used to call her our AG, our anti-gun attorney general, and now she's our AGG, our anti-gun governor. And she's not really doing anything to help the Second Amendment at all. So,
I feel for you. I don't know what to tell you. Come to Montana.
Come to Montana. I know. He was just telling me there's plenty of space.
It's a huge state.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, let's talk about another one. Is speaking of things that are going on in Montana, there is you were involved in getting the Montana Law Enforcement Academy and putting money aside for an indoor range.
Well, yeah. So as the Attorney General of Montana, I'm in charge of. We have one state law enforcement academy. So every sheriff deputy, every highway patrolman, tribal officer, every law enforcement officer in Montana has to go through the Montana Basic Law Enforcement Academy class. We don't own a shooting range.
That seems to be a problem.
When you're hanging the biggest liability that a jurisdiction could probably see on an officer's hip, and we're in a situation where right now in Montana we have to rent a local outdoor range. It's very inadequate. It's very small. We're always fighting with other agencies over it. Inclement weather.
I never even thought about the weather. And I from the press release you guys put out, there was they do this 4 times a year.
Three times a year.
Three
times a year. Yep.
They do this program 3 times a year, and you said it ends up being minus 25 degrees outside.
And we're very stuck on the schedule. It isn't like if it's bad weather this week, hey, we'll bump it and we'll do the firearms training next week.
Right.
It doesn't work that way. We're locked into those dates. First of all, it's entirely inadequate. Like I'm a shooter. I'm a gun guy. I've taken lots of classes. I shoot a lot. We are literally in a situation where best case scenario, a new cadet in Montana is going to get 5 days of firearms training. Mm-hmm. And that's it.
That's it. That's all. And then do they have to qualify once or twice a year?
They do. Well, that'll be up to the individual agencies.
Okay.
But generally speaking, yes.
Yeah, which isn't a lot. I'm a firearm instructor too, and I tell people, I say, listen, I say police officers aren't necessarily gun guys and gun gals, and I said, if you learn how to do something at the police academy and you have to do it twice a year, you're not going to be any good. I said, if you take golf lessons with Tiger Woods and you golf twice a year, you're still going to suck.
Absolutely. It is a diminishing skill.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is a perishable skill. If you don't keep it sharp, it will go dull.
Right.
So, it's just not a good way to do firearms training, right?
Oh, for sure.
If we've got cadets for 16 weeks, a better way to train firearms is to spend some time in the classroom and then boom, walk right outside, go into the indoor range. Let's practice what we just worked on. And then maybe you go away and you do something else for the rest of the week and you come back to it. But we've got that entire 12, 16 week class where we can focus on that. So luckily we were able to go to the Montana legislature. They listened to me. They agreed. It was a big lift. We're not a big state. We don't have a huge budget. We're not allowed to go into debt. Mm-hmm. So we had to dig in the couch cushions. But
these are all things that don't happen in blue state. We don't go into debt.
Yeah.
This is stuff I don't hear about.
Balanced budget. It's a good thing.
It's a thing.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got $10 million and we're gonna build our own dedicated firearms facility at the Montana Law Enforcement Academy. So really excited about that.
That's incredible. That's great. And it's going to be an indoor range with all sorts of retrieving targets and turning targets and everything?
We're
like
not
that?
going to go huge on the bells and whistles. I mean, we're what we've learned. We've done our homework. I mean, a lot of those indoor ranges with the bells and whistles and the turning targets and the retractable targets, they get shot up, they get beat up, in about 2 or 3 years, you got junk and you got to replace it.
It's still a shooting range.
Correct. I mean, what we need is we need a 3-sided, ballistically sound training facility, indoor, climate controlled. We need to be able to bring in a vehicle, do some scenarios. That's really what we need for a training space. We're willing to move steel and set targets up.
Right.
We don't need all the flashy bells and whistles, but
obviously if you're a police trainer, being in a range that's 3-sided, or I can't do the math on that, but if you're in a 180-degree range and you can bring the cars in there, that's awesome.
That's huge.
That's some real training
what
stuff.
what we've learned is there's just no substitute for actual scenario-based training. Putting the cadets in a situation where they've actually done something, rather than sit and watch a PowerPoint on how to do it, why don't we go to the range and actually do it live?
You can't go to a seminar on how to learn to swim.
Correct.
You got to hop in the pool, right?
That's right.
It's the same sort of thing. That's fantastic. Let's move on to some. It boggles me that you said you're in the 9th district.
9th Circuit.
Ninth
Yeah.
Circuit, excuse me. And it's Hawaii, California, Washington, and Montana.
Well, there's several states in the 9th. So the 9th is the biggest circuit court of appeals in the country.
And this is where all the crazy gun laws get passed and get approved, and then they have to work their way to the Supreme Court.
Absolutely. I mean, there's nothing crazier than the gun laws coming out of Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Completely.
and they're in our circuit. So I actually get asked a lot, why is Montana getting involved in a lawsuit in Hawaii?
Right.
Well, that's why, because we're in the 9th Circuit.
Yeah.
And whatever the 9th Circuit hands down, unless we can get it up to the U.S. Supreme Court and get it overturned, we're going to be stuck with that.
Gotcha.
So the big one, I mean, obviously your listeners would know Wolford v. Lopez was literally heard yesterday at the U.S. Supreme Court.
Yeah.
I'm
sure. And I saw that Alan Beck posted the C-SPAN video. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's 2 hours long. I didn't get a chance to check it out, but it's going on right now.
I mean, the U.S. Supreme Court literally took up a Hawaii. I mean, basically, the state of Hawaii decided to thumb its nose at the Second Amendment and just say, no, you are not allowed to carry a concealed weapon any place unless the owner gives you permission. Well, that's completely backwards of all jurisprudence in the entire rest of the U.S. The default rule is you can carry concealed on private property unless the owner tells you can't.
Right.
That's private property 101. If I don't want you carrying a gun in my house, don't carry a gun in my house. You're not allowed to do that.
Right.
Hawaii flipped that over. It said, you're not allowed to carry a gun unless the owner gives you permission. That's flagrantly in violation of the Second Amendment.
Absolutely. This is one of the things that we had in Massachusetts a couple years ago. We had this thing, it was called HD 4420. And one of the things is every place is a gun-free zone unless they tell you it's not.
Yeah.
And it's it's insane.
It's completely unconstitutional. The U.S. Supreme Court has already ruled in Heller and in Bruin especially.
Bruin, yeah.
I mean, Bruin's the big one.
Yeah.
You have the right to bear arms. And that means you have the right to have it on you. I mean, Hawaii knows they're going to get slapped down on this one, but their legislature just keeps doubling down on stupid. And that's why we have to get involved here. I mean, do I want to be involved in Hawaii's litigation? Not terribly, but if they're going to infringe on Hawaiians' rights, that's going to end up in the 9th Circuit, and that could end up in Montana.
Yeah.
And I'm not having it.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Well, speaking of some other things you're not having, you led a coalition of 27 states against the California ban?
Yeah, Duncan v. Bonta. So, I mean, Hawaii's pretty bad. California also
not good.
Also pretty cuckoo.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the old magazine ban. Somehow you're safer if you've only got 10 rounds in your gun than you do with 15 or 16.
Right. I tell people this. You can have again. I come from occupied territory. You can't have you can't have post 1994 high cap mags. So and then this new law that we have says you can have a pre 94 high cap mag. You can't carry it. You can drive it to the range. You can use it at the range, and you can drive it home, but you can't carry it on your body. So it's not okay to have a 15-round magazine, but it's okay to have two 10-round magazines, which is Michael Bloomberg's big gulp thing. 32 ounces is too much for a soda. Have two 20-ounce sodas.
It's complete idiocy. There's no science behind it. This is just pure knee-jerk liberal emotions that have been debunked.
over and over again.
The Brady ban did nothing for crime. I mean, it didn't help. We've been down this road. We had 10 years of it. It didn't make a dent in the violent crime rate. So Congress rightly let that law go away, and we no longer live in a world in most of the country where a high capacity magazine is $100.
It's I was on a travels one time, and I went into a gun store in Warrenton, Virginia, and I went up and said, my line is when I go to gun stores in free America, I say, my name's Charlie, I'm from Massachusetts. And the first thing they say is, oh, we're sorry. Welcome to free America.
Yep.
And then I said, do you have any pre-94 high cap mags for Glocks? And he's like, we can't sell those because nobody wants to buy them. And I said, I'll buy them all. And then I came back to we couldn't sell them on gun brokers, so we just threw them out.
Sure.
And I'm like, these go for $125 in occupied territory.
Yeah.
It's insane.
That's all that happens when the government interferes with the market, right? I mean,
absolutely.
You get skewed prices. But again, these magazine capacities do nothing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Other than make liberals feel good. And near as I can tell, that's what this is about. But California did it. It's been challenged. The district court threw it out. Of course, the Ninth Circuit came in and they overturned it. So, I mean, here we go. I mean, here we go again around the merry-go-round.
Yeah.
So, Montana, we're leading the amicus effort on that one as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a shooter. I speak gun very fluently. So,
nice.
This is one that's really important to me.
That's very cool. A couple years ago, California had the Freedom Week, where there was 1 week, and I don't know how they can prove this. If you bought, there was a 1 week time period where you could buy high cap mags in California, and I don't know how you prove that you bought them, but they were okay for a week and then they weren't okay. This is insane.
Just the logistics of trying to enforce that.
Yeah,
it borders on
insane
incredulity. Like how is Rob Bonta ever going to prove?
When you bought
let alone prosecute when you bought magazines. I mean,
right.
That state is just,
it's nuts.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And
but hey, it's working out for Montana. A lot of conservatives have left California and they moved to Montana, and we'll take them.
Right. There was another one, another high cap mag ban in Washington State that you were involved in.
Yeah. I mean, again, Washington in the Ninth Circuit.
Yeah.
I can't believe how left Washington is going. And it's all driven by the coast. You know, it's over there, Seattle, that country. You get in Eastern Washington, it's like being in Montana. It's very, very rural. It's very conservative. Those poor folks. Washington is almost as bad as California or Hawaii. But yeah, again, this is the stuff that's coming out of their legislature. A high capacity magazine ban. Again, does nothing.
It really is the same old, same old.
Yeah.
Like they want to bring it up. They want to ban this. They don't want to. If it wouldn't it be easy, instead of trying to enforce this, wouldn't it be easier to, I don't know, keep the criminals when you have them? Like have the judicial system work that we can lock these people up and hopefully give them some sort of a sentence that doesn't make them feel like they can keep breaking laws, and make it bad, make the punishment bad enough that they say, hey, listen, if I get caught doing this, here's what my sentence is, and I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to have this.
Yeah, and I mean, I hate to be so droll about it, but it really is working out great for Montana. I mean, conservatives are leaving those states.
Yeah.
Montana, we've gained a congressional seat.
Doesn't Kanye West live in Montana too? Did he buy a property there?
He might be up in one of the resorts. I don't know.
Gotcha. All right. So what do you like to shoot?
Everything. I'm a big handgunner, but I mean, grew up with a gun in my hand. I've been hunting since I was a little kid.
Did you grow up in Montana?
I did, yeah. Farm and ranch kid from really rural, middle of nowhere.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What's your favorite handgun?
Oh, man, that's like asking me which one of my kids is my favorite.
I say the same thing. I have a daughter and a son. I said, I don't have a favorite kid, but he knows who he is.
Be still my heart. I mean, right now, probably a Ruger Blackhawk and 45 Colt, but ask me next week and it'll be something different. I mean, I own them all. I shoot them all. I reload everything. So
that's great.
Yeah.
You hunt as well, right?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you like to hunt?
Elk is my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like hunting Rocky Mountain elk in Montana. But I mean, if it moves in Montana, it's legal. I've probably at least chased it around a little bit.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is great. Well, listen, I know we got to go. Thank you very much for your time. This has been a pleasure.
Glad to do it. Yeah.
I'm happy to have this opportunity. I do want to throw in a quick thank you to John Petrolino, because he interviewed you last year and he's not able to make it this year. So he's like, do you want to talk to the AG of Montana? I'm like, Yes, I do. Is this going to be okay? He's like, don't mess it up on me. All right, I'll eat.
I'm glad my reputation preceded me. Thanks, John.
Yes, he's the man. So thank you very much. If you've made it this far in the show, please share it with your friends because that is how we get the Stagecoach across America. We thank you guys for tuning in, and we will check you guys on the next episode. Thanks a lot.